So Arc Raiders is pretty popular. Despite not much fanfare leading up to its release a month ago, it's doing pretty well for itself. At the time we write this script, it's sitting on about 80,000 viewers on Twitch, with 262,000 people in-game, which is quite impressive for a game that was pretty under the radar before it came out. For the record, that's up from the last time I recorded the script. A lot of streamers are really loving this game. Like, we literally just had a massive war between two streamers' fan bases, and I totally understand why. As someone with an embarrassing number of hours in Escape from Tarkov, I'm a really big fan of the extraction genre, and Arc Raiders feels like the first game in the genre that's trying to be something different and not ride Tarkov's coattails. Unlike somebody. There's a lot of really great things about this game that I can spend a lot of time talking about, but there's a massive dark cloud circling over it that's difficult to ignore, and I want to talk about the usage of AI voice acting in Arc Raiders. The developers of Arc Raiders, Embark Studios, got a bit of flack for their usage of AI voice acting in their first game, the Finals. All the voice acting that you hear in the Finals is done by an AI program. Embark chose to use the same model for Arc Raiders. Predictably, they've gotten even more flack for it the second time around. I'll leave a link to an article in the description where their devs defend themselves a bit about their use of AI, but what it boils down to is that Embark brought some voice actors into their studio to train an AI model to replicate their voices, so that developers could then use a text-to-speech system for all voice acting in both the Finals and Arc Raiders. It's a bit unclear if they used the same voice actors for both games or brought in a new set of voice actors for Arc Raiders, but Embark shows that the voice actors were paid to train the AI, which is significantly better than using ChatGPT to voice your game. If you spent any time on the internet in the past few years, you'll probably be aware of how much of a hot topic AI is at the moment. We've all watched in real time as the technology has gotten better and better very quickly. Very recently I've seen politicians posting AI-generated footage as a track from their opponents in some way. A lot of the time these AI programs are trained off of the hard work of artists of all mediums without their consent. With that in mind, the way Embark has chosen to go about the use of AI is about as ethical as it gets, but personally I still find it incredibly frustrating. I am quite biased when it comes to generative AI. I study in a creative field and friends with a lot of visual artists who are directly affected by this kind of technology, and I really admire the work of talented voice actors. So when I play a game like Arc Raiders, a game where the devs have clearly spent a lot of time working on the atmosphere, the sound, the visuals, and they really want to immerse the people playing it into the world they've created, it just comes off very, very lazy to hear voice acting that is clearly done by AI. And this is doubly the case when a lot of the game's NPCs have really interesting appearances and personalities, but I find it just so hard to care about them. Take Lance, for example.
You see my pants? Just kidding, I got none.
The resident medicinal trader in Arc Raiders. He's an android who sells medicine to humans. He's lost his memories and really stands out visually from everyone else in Speranza, but he still tries his best to fit in among his human counterparts. But those characteristics just aren't communicated through his voice. I've even felt he sounds a bit snarky from time to time, which I don't think is what they were trying to communicate with him. Voice actors make up some of the most memorable parts of gaming for me, and I don't think I'm alone in that. There's a reason Matthew Mercer has been asked to say
It's high noon.
so many times at conventions that's become frustrating for him.
Stealth by going into the alley?
Before going into the alley. I mean, I don't know how
What are you
dark is it.
stealthing
Are we
behind?
in broad daylight?
Okay,
so it's not a small.
I'm not gonna say it, but the sun is high in the sky.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So
By opting to use generative AI rather than bringing in a cast of voice actors, Embark has deprived Arc Raiders the chance to have iconic voice lines like this. Certain quips my friends will make when we're playing games together will occasionally take me out of the moment and remind me of that cowboy who kindly reminded me what time of day it was or he removed my head from my shoulders. The lead developer for Dispatch, another massive breakout game this month with a very memorable cast of characters, put it best. AI feels like a production solution, not a creative one. Maybe it's a creative one if you aren't creative. I do feel that it's worth emphasising that this is the only real issue I and many others have of Arc Raiders, other than Shroud's best efforts to make everyone think this game is played by losers.
From Kojima Productions.
Bias.
Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Bias
from
paid off Nintendo.
Hades 2
That
from
makes sense.
Supergiant Games.
Hollow Knight.
Hollow
That makes
Knight
sense.
Silk Song from Team Cherry. And Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 from Warhorse Studios.
The world's just not ready
There
for
you have it, your
the
nominees
world.
for
The
game.
world is just not ready for AI in video games. Not yet.
I think the sound design, urban AI, the gunplay, the graphics, the performance, the social interactivity is just phenomenal in this game. I don't think I've had a game where I would just talk to random people in the world as much as I do in Arc Raiders.
Why don't you push, pussy?
To give it some credit where I think it's due, I think there are some really interesting uses of AI in the game as well. There's an option in the audio settings to turn on a voice filter to change your actual voice when talking to other players to sound like your character. It's just fun, and something that I don't think that could really be done without AI. It's just a shame that a game as good as this and as fun as this is being written off by so many people because of a very lazy decision by developers. That's all I have to say. like and subscribe.